Yeah, and we're back. How you doing, John?
Nice, nice photo there with the Genbu. So,
Yeah,
welcome back. Yeah, we've completed 5 rounds of Swiss so far. We have seen, I think, just about everything as far as diversity goes. Uh, Looking at the top tables, if you guys just want a quick wrap up of Swiss so far, like I said, we're going into round 6, so 3 rounds left. We have 5 undefeated players remaining, and I believe it is 4 white decks, 2 aggro, 2 control, and Alex Blandon on red mid range, and then a host of
that's
people
right.
at X and one with various decks. Yeah. So, what do
Yeah,
you think so far? I mean, do you think it's been pretty good format, pretty good event?
yeah. Honestly, quite surprising the variety. I mean, we were hoping for that, right? We were hoping for a whole bunch
Definitely.
of different uh, piles of cards, but I think it's been a bit more thought through piles of cards that I
Yeah.
thought. But yeah, our boy Gamble is we're missing him. Where's Gamble? I was
Yeah, there
expecting like
there
a
hasn't been too many yellow decks. I know that we've
yeah.
mentioned that a couple of times throughout the event. Of course, we saw one, I think round 3 with Allende, um, or maybe it was round 2 or 3, and we
That's
saw
right.
him beat Cause. Yeah, so maybe we can have the return of the Genbu here this round. I don't know. That'd be something to look forward
Yeah,
to, right?
yeah, we have quite a few great choices, and obviously we want to bring you the most entertaining matchups, and we think maybe spotlighting some of those players that are not undefeated actually, but they're battling to get to that top 16 for tomorrow. Might be even more exciting.
Yeah, for
So we're
sure.
just looking, yeah, at some of the
Yeah.
X
Let's see. It
ones.
looks like round 5 is currently in overtime, so that'll be
Yeah,
wrapping up here shortly. Then we'll be moving to round 6, like we said. But yeah, I've been thrilled. I mean, I think that this event so far has been great. There's not one deck that's been overwhelming. There's a lot more white decks than
mm,
I expected, but a couple of them, like we said, are just like the white aggro deck, right? I mean, that's something that we haven't seen for a couple months now. I mean, since set 3 for sure.
yeah, yeah. I think mentioned it earlier. We set 3, bringing mm, such strong tools, anti-aggro tools, with Ritual Fire, with Floodstream. I mean, we already had some very efficient ways to deal with aggro, but now it's really good
Yeah.
value to play against aggro with those cards. So um, I would say, yeah, very surprising to see so many aggro decks. But at the end of the day, there's 5 lives to be taken, and
Hmm.
if you can swing faster than your opponent, you just win at times. And seems like this strategy is paying off so far for most of
Yeah.
these aggro
You know,
players.
I think this kind of shows that maybe people just think that the existence and the threat of Floodstream will kind of push these decks out of the metagame. But as we've
Yeah,
seen today, there are quite a few people that just aren't playing Floodstream main deck. They might have 2, 3, 4 in the side, but they're just kind of counting on the threat of it to keep these decks at bay. And
yeah,
there's a handful of players here that just say, well, I'm going to force you to have it, and they're currently 5-0. So it's kind of hard to
yeah.
argue the results.
Yeah, you can't count off the meta self-policing itself. Considering that a card exists doesn't mean that you can't actually play the deck that cards is strong against. And even if that card exists, I mean, there two different colors, Ritual Fire and Flood Stream, and blue
Yep.
is not that popular right now, being introduced in the last set. There's not a lot of cards, meaning that that 5 cost, even though sometimes, most of the times, is maybe like a 1 for 1, 1 for 2, so very good value, it's still going to cost 5 most likely. And
Yeah.
so, they're kind of banking on the fact that you might not play it, you might play it at 2. What are the chances that you see it? I'm still gonna go with my aggro deck and check your bluff, I guess,
Yeah.
as some
Yeah.
players would
Exactly.
say.
So here's the $10,000 question, right? So, well, I guess $7,000 question. So we have 5 undefeated decks and a ton of X1 decks right now. So right now, given the current state that we're in, going into round 6, which deck is your
Mm.
pick to win this event?
Who to win it all? That's
To win
really
it all.
tough because I think, yeah, because I mean, just to rate, our over 128 players, so we are going all the way through 8 rounds for top
Mhm.
16 tomorrow. So
Yep.
already top 8 is really tough, but top 16 means that whatever decks will get there tomorrow will have to battle it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You got to win
I don't
4
know.
more rounds.
It's a really
Mhm.
tough call. I think we've seen some really good results with white, and white is one of my favorite colors in the game. So I think I would put my 7K behind white. What about you, John?
So do you think white control or one of these white aggro decks?
White control, I would
White
say.
control. Okay.
Yeah.
Solid choice. I think that
What
it's
about you?
pretty
Mm,
well positioned right now. I'm still going to say red. I know that that's going to come as a shock to everybody, but
yeah,
I still think
unexpected.
red has the tools to beat these white decks. We'll have to see what comes out undefeated and from the X ones who can kind of sneak through. But my money's still on red. Like I said, I still feel like it's the best. But that being said, there's a couple different white control decks that we've seen on stream, as well as that we know is at the top table that take a pretty unique spin on it and could do well. But something to consider, I know that
Mm,
we mentioned this off air too, I think, or at least someone did, is that the top 16 is open deck list. So,
that's
these
right.
these white control decks that are playing all these weird cards, it's not going to be a surprise anymore once, these red players see the list and know what they have to play around. That's really something to consider.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've seen how open deck list for Top Cat really swings sorts of some games, because the players are able to already know what they have to look forward to, both in game 1 and game 2 after a side. So it does remove that element of surprise for sure. Still,
Yeah.
you going in as we see a wide control with that mandala top end, wanting to kind of mill your opponent, will force them to take a decision of how am I going to play this as a red player, for example. Am I going to play 2 canyon like we've seen way earlier in the Swiss round doing? I mean, you can't afford that probably, because
Yeah.
and if you get mandala twice, you might be in a tough spot. So yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
fan of open deck list. What about you, John? You think
Yeah.
it's
No,
is
a- absolutely. I'm a huge fan of open deck list. I think that, that it's great for the players. I mean, when you're in a top cut, I feel like giving everyone equal knowledge is definitely the way to go. So that's just how I feel about it. I'm a big proponent of open deck list. So I
yeah,
think we have next round pairings, and I think,
we do.
yep, we are actually going to get someone who we wanted to feature earlier, but it didn't quite work out. But we're going to get
Mhm.
uh, a couple players who are 4-1, actually still battling out for top 16. We are going to
Yep.
get Thomas Calder, who I believe is playing a purple Serpents deck, against Stephen
Yes.
Brown, uh, who is playing a yellow Fabled Beast deck. So I guess
Hmm.
we channeled our inner Genbu, and we're going to
Yes,
have a Genbu sighting, in theory.
amazing. Yeah, I've had my eyes on that serpent deck since round one. I was like, hey,
Yeah,
you know, this one. But yeah, it worked out. So I'm really excited to see how it plays out. And as you said, they're X1, so
yep,
is every round now counts even more than before. I mean, you
yeah,
really need that win. You really want to consolidate your score, making sure that you don't leave anything to the case and avoid perhaps closing on 6-2. So both Thomas
yeah,
and Steven will um, get the best, I'm sure, out for
yeah.
this round.
This will be fun for me because I don't play a lot of purple. It's probably not going to surprise anybody, but I play a lot of red, a lot of white. Like purple cards, like might as well not even like exist to me. So
This way, yeah.
there's a, there's a lot of cards in this deck by Thomas that I have no idea what they do. I've never seen them, so it's going to be fun to kind of see how this deck works. But it plays cards like Counter Curse, which I've had to read like 3 times now. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a huge,
yeah,
I would
it'll
say
be.
spoiler, but like, yeah.
I think it'll be pretty fun. And then, of course, like we mentioned, Stephen Brown. He's actually a local player to me. Steve
Oh,
plays at my local shop, so I'm pretty familiar with him. I know he plays a lot of yellow, so he definitely knows what he's doing. Uh, so we'll
awesome.
see. Yeah, yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think players are getting set up now, so as soon as they're ready, we'll cut over to him.
Yeah,
But I'm
for
excited for
sure.
this matchup.
Yeah, but I thought your favorite card was a purple card.
Me,
I heard
I
you, yeah, I heard you
mhm.
saying both hands is your favorite card, isn't it?
That's different. Both hands isn't purple. He's like a rainbow vanilla.
You
He
play in
loves
every deck.
everyone.
Yeah, true, true, true.
He just goes into
Maybe we'll see
everything.
some both hand,
You
both
know,
hand action.
just looking at Thomas's list, I'm actually really upset that there's no both hands in this deck. So I feel like it's a
It
missed
would have
opportunity.
perfectly. Yeah,
So
but
how do you think this matchup's going to play out? Who do you think's favored? Do you think the Fabled Beast player's favored, or do you think the Purple deck's favored?
hmm. I mean, without looking at the deck list, you think that purple, especially like a more aggressive, might auto lose against yellow because they want to attack quickly. But then if you attack into yellow, you are without defensive, um, without defenses, and they can swing with blast and just heal up. So you just lose on that race. But in reality, we see that Thomas does have a lot of both offense and defense. You mentioned counter course, which we will spotlight. I've never seen it play. Essentially, is as the name suggests, is a way to defend by blocking with curse and having it on block, as far as I
Yeah,
understand. So he can he has ways to defend himself. Has obviously the deadly balances that we've seen. Can catch some players off guard, and a lot of the usual good plus some heavy set three influence, I would say.
yeah, yeah. There's some really cool cards like the Underworld Snake Man. What's his name? Bodice or whatever. He's
That's right.
kind of a like unassuming, really annoying card to play around. So he's a 3K uh, at 1 core, which is respectable, and then he's a 4K at 2 cores, so it can't be burning force. But he's that's just another card that's kind of annoying that a lot of people aren't really used to playing against.
That's right. And we mention it over and over how just playing cards that other players are not used to might catch them off guard. And purple is definitely not being very popular, I would say, in set 3. Has had
Yeah,
like top 8s, but hasn't been explored that much. So,
yeah, yeah. I
you
think
know,
one top
as
8 maybe. I don't think it has very many, but that's.
yeah, one or two maybe, but yeah, not many.
Mm-hmm. And then I think it's been the snake deck. Actually, I think is one similar to this is top 8 at Liverpool. I might just be making that up, but I know one of
Hmm.
these. No, maybe it wasn't Liverpool, but
Um,
so yeah,
no one
so we're
is a
gonna jump right into the game here.
yeah.
So
Let's do
Stephen Brown is on the right versus Thomas Calder on the left, and looks like Steve is starting off with exactly what he wants with the Phantasmal Paradise. And we'll see how
it.
Thomas wants
Yes.
to play this
So
game.
I think Thomas plays with Mustang in Battlecore. Am I wrong? I
Thomas
think I
is a Philadelphia area player, so
yeah, I
which
see.
is around that area, yeah. So we have a Ferraro slash right off the bat. So this is a pretty good start for Thomas. Looks like Steven's
Yep.
setting a burst and see how he wants to play this turn here. I don't know what's in his hand exactly, but he's kind of keeping it close to his chest there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, Arcana.
Yep. Let's see how
That's
Thomas wants to
really good.
play. He has a looks like at least one snake in his hand. I don't know what. They're both kind of keeping their hands close. Okay, Lamorak I saw for
Yeah.
sure out of Thomas. That's a good one. Looks like another Ferraro slash maybe. Let me see. What we got. Okay,
Oh,
there's
a
the Beldegor.
Beldegor. It's the punish.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yep. He's gonna pass there probably. We were
Probably.
just
Yeah.
talking about not being
Hmm.
great swing into yellow,
Yeah.
but
No.
he plays
Just
Dragonaga.
yeah. No, that's fine.
Mhm.
Just develop your board. I like where this is going. Try to develop some reduction, set up for next turn. Kind of put Steve on the back foot here. See what he opts to do. Losing that Nexus was pretty big for him, I think. What we
Mm.
got? Okay, there's
Yeah. Yeah.
Crocodile. Yep. Okay. So we're just
Yeah.
going full
Yellow
aggressive.
relies
Yeah.
on their
So
nexus a
snap block
lot.
from Thomas there. He just threw that Beldegor right into the bin. Ice
Of
shield off the
course.
top. Yep. Sets the ice shield immediately.
Yeah. And Thomas plays 3 Beldegors. So
Yeah.
he hasn't found the second one.
So there's
Yeah, there you go.
the snake bin that we were talking about.
Yep. As
So
Snake
Steven's got to read
starts,
that one.
I gotta read
Yep.
this one as well.
It's like the judge has got to read that one too.
Yep, we all need to read it. So for cost to
Yep.
reduction, I think you were
There
saying
you go.
curse on level 1 and 2, and when destroyed, remove a core from each of your opponent's refresh spirits and place them
Right.
into their reserve.
Yep.
So as a yellow player, well, as a player playing against purple, that you need to be extra efficient with your cores,
Yeah.
right? That
Absolutely.
any like misplaced cores can mean losing a
Yeah.
spirit. So
So it's worth noting that spirit it takes cores off of all of your opponent's refresh
that's
spirits.
right.
So that's pretty huge. So if that thing blocks first against a big board, you can cause a lot of havoc with it.
Hmm.
Let's see. So
Yeah, it
Steve
kind of
is
becomes like a
hmm.
tax to pay when you attack. But he just
Hmm.
decides to
Yeah,
stick with it.
that's interesting.
He's taking it
Well,
because he
no, it doesn't
has the
take it really.
Beldego,
No.
right? So there you go.
Yeah,
Comes back,
that was a pretty
destroys.
not great turn for Steven. I mean, maybe his hand is just a bunch of defense, but trading
Mm,
Crocodile for basically nothing as your whole turn is not exactly where you want to be in this instance. So there's a
not at all.
Lamorak.
Unfortunately, that a Nexus at the beginning was pretty tough.
Yeah, losing that Nexus right away was a killer.
Yep. And Namarek
So the
is on the
Assassin's coming
board.
in. Yep. and just passes. Okay.
Yeah, only one swing. It doesn't want to give him any resource to play
No,
anything
that's
else. The board is empty, so
yep. It seems completely
I think that's
reasonable.
right.
You don't want your opponent to
Mhm.
play a bunch of bless guys here. Um,
That's
I
right.
don't know if he
Speaking of,
has. Yep, he has a dream bomb in his hand. I don't know if he has deadly bounce or not. Uh,
yeah.
but I know he has a dream bomb.
Hmm.
Looks like a counter curse as well.
Just turning spirit sideways.
Yeah, just gonna take
So this
one.
eagle
Gonna
is going to
bless up to
swing
4 or
for
5. Yeah.
6. Hmm. But I mean, if you're Thomas, like, do you really care?
No, not really.
Sure.
Not right now, anyway. Like he's probably just gonna core up this Beldegor. Yeah.
Hmm. That's a very efficient block.
Yeah.
And
So
he's
the
going to swing for Dragonaga,
Dragonaga
draw a card.
attacks. Didn't see what he drew there, but Steven takes
Yeah, they're
one,
being
and
very.
Thomas again passes. Yeah. So Thomas is playing this game very methodically. He's just poking away with the Dragonaga, perfectly
Yep.
content, leaving up good blockers. I really like the way that he's playing
Yep.
this game.
Yeah, that's how you play the matchup. Because as I was mentioning, being purple against yellow, yes, you can swing with a lot of spirits, but then you're gonna just get a swing back, and you can't really win that way. So you got to plan out your gameplay and be able to block and efficiently remove the spirits for some optimal
Mm-hmm.
attacks to follow.
Yep.
So we see another griffin. Lots of
Yeah.
eagles in this game.
Lots of eagles. Okay, so Dual Eagle comes
So
in. I assume it's just getting blocked by the Beldegor. Yeah. I don't think Thomas really has
yeah,
any counterplay to this.
most
Just block and move
likely.
on.
Yeah. This griffin is pretty huge. It's a 8K.
Yeah, AK is big, but Thomas is playing a ton of curse units, so it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter.
I wonder if we will see.
It's like we're playing something here. Dream
Yeah.
Bomb?
Oh,
Okay.
a dream. Wow, that's a hard
Okay.
cast dream bomb.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
Oh, there's a
I don't
nice shield.
mind. That's another ice shield.
Yeah. So we know for sure that Thomas's burst is a nice shield. I mean, he said it as soon as he
Hmm.
drew it, so there's no surprise there. Ooh,
And
Maduke.
that's a Meduke. Yes. So
That's
I think Thomas
that.
now
Yeah,
is
that makes Steve
on the
slump in
offense.
his seat immediately. So it's
Mhm.
I don't know if he has any way to deal with this right now.
Yeah, it's not great for him. So
Although,
Meduke is one of those cards that even if it has been out since set one, you always
yeah,
have to pick it up and read it. It's a lot of
if he
text
has
there.
something, Steve is playing Lightning Arrow, um, so that's something to consider right now. If he has it for Maduke, then it's his Dual Eagle's definitely hitting. So this
Yeah.
could be a pretty solid turn if he has the Lightning Arrow because
Mm.
Thomas can't block.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that card, to be honest. I think it's a really efficient yellow spell. I think also costs one,
I
right? With your reaction.
Yeah, no, it costs. I think it costs 2 with reduction, but he
Mm.
clearly doesn't have it because he doesn't attack.
Yeah, you're right. It's 4 with 2 reduction.
Mm-hmm.
But he decides to pass.
Yeah,
Hmm.
which I mean, if you don't have any way to deal with Duke, then passing there is definitely correct. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but and if Thomas has another, oh my goodness, that's not what I was expecting, but that is another Maduke and
Another
pass.
Meduke. Okay.
Yeah,
Why do you think he played another Meduke?
I mean, maybe he just wants to build a board of like unkillable spirits. I don't know. I mean, it's like a second Maduke is fine. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
hurting anything. I mean, it kind of takes your whole
Mm.
turn, but maybe he's just setting up for next turn. All right,
Yeah, but we
there's a
see
Genbu.
our beloved Genbu coming
Yep.
in,
So
and
now that let's see, that crocodile is going to be coming in here.
yep. Who is he gonna choose? So Steven is gonna be able to choose
Yeah,
one spirit, make it
right. I
unblockable.
assume crocodile. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
But
think
Eagle has its
let's see what Thomas has
oh,
here.
spade for
Okay,
a
beam
torn
rifle. Yeah.
prison. Wow, that's not great news for
You know,
Steven, and he's just gonna take.
that's kind of interesting, right?
Ping
Because
pong. Is he
I
gonna? No.
I don't think
Hmm.
Steven had any other good attacks, right? I mean,
Hmm.
Thomas had two 6K Madukes. He had a Lamorak. Like,
Yep.
I don't know.
You have to swing, of course.
Yeah, I feel like that
I
Thorn
mean,
Prison
of
was kind of
course,
wasted,
it's
but
yeah, because Meduc has blood curse, right?
yeah,
On
level two,
level
huh?
2. So,
Yeah, what she was at. So that seems like a pretty loose Thorn Prison.
hmm.
Yeah, especially
I
when
mean,
your
now
opponent
he
has a
has,
burst set.
yeah, he has a free board now, though. So,
Yeah, but
gonna see him.
Steven's just gonna, he's probably going to Ice Shield his first attack. Like,
Yeah,
take your blood curse, and then just Ice Shield.
yeah. So then on attack, I think the curse spirits have blood curse.
Oh, that's
Um,
well. He has a Maduka level. No, then he has
is it?
5 cores, right?
Ah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
only 5. Yeah.
Okay, thought she had six.
Interesting. He decided to keep 4 on one and 5 on the other. Hmm.
Yeah, possibly playing around something.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely being very methodical, as you mentioned. Is I
Yeah.
have to imagine his game plan is not
Hmm.
usually this uh,
Yeah. So
defensive, but
yeah, because
hmm,
like I mean, I guess I feel like he should have put a sixth core on one of those Madukes just so the assassin gains
yeah,
blood
that's
curse, but I guess it doesn't matter. I don't know. But now he's just going to Genbu this eagle that has 1,000 cores on it.
mm-mm. Yeah, kind of playing around. Well, kind of not playing around core theft there, really, or soul crush because that gamble only has one core, right?
Yeah,
It's a very
yeah.
easy
I
target
mean,
for.
yeah. Just to be clear to the chat, that assassin did not have blood curse, so that core went to reserve.
Yeah, I cannot see the chat right now, but Blood Curse is only on attack with 6 cores, and
It was 6 cores.
yeah,
Yep, and then we have 5.
so
Let's see,
so
is that your spirits
Seal
with?
is swinging. Uh, Steven is counting cores.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. You
Is it
know
double
what?
art? No.
No, the Maduke's level passive actually curse
Oh,
blood curse
yes, that's
reduces it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Apologies. Like following everything in real time
yeah.
is not that easy.
But
So let's see if we can.
okay, what's going on here? There's a whole bunch of cores being used.
Yeah. I'm.
Did
Is
Steve
it
misplay a
double
double
heart?
heart? I don't know what's going on here.
Yes. He's trying to double art the Oh no, the crocodile.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, he okay. I see what happened. Is he messed up? I think it's the second person to misplay double heart today. Is that he used
Yeah.
Genbu targeting his dual eagle, and then played double heart, realizing that it didn't have the soul core.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, the passive of Meduk level 1 should have put it into the void. I'm surprised that neither player caught that.
And the judge, yeah. I mean, everyone missed it.
Yeah, yeah, us included. Let's see.
So
So
what's
what happened there?
Thomas?
Counter curse.
Oh, no, that was a core theft. So he
Oh,
core
it was
thefted
a
the
core theft. Yeah,
Ginbu. Hmm.
yeah. So that's what I was just talking about, right? Like he was playing around it, but not really.
Yeah, and
Uh,
then now he's playing Deadly Balance. Steven sacrifices Crocodile,
that's
and
tough.
Lamorak gets sacrificed, taking a
One
core off
core
Dweeb.
for the
Okay.
Lamarck. Hmm.
So basically, what happened is that Steven played a double heart for no value. Uh,
Hmm.
Thomas killed Ginbu, then played Deadly Balance, sacrificed Lamorak, got back Beldegor, uh, and that's where we currently are. And now we're ice
Yeah, and
shielding
that eagle
after
is still
Steven's
swinging.
bust. There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're caught up.
Yes. Yeah. Apologies for that. That was a bit all over the place, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of
So he
interactions
he
on the
he
field.
double hearted the Crocodile after realizing his
Hmm.
errors. So
Hmm. Oh, and we see
oh,
a set 3 boss monster, which was the
yep.
reason why I wanted to feature this, which is
Hisuan, I
the
think his
Viper
name is, or
Dragon.
something. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, good luck pronouncing that. No, actually, yeah, you're pretty right. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, Hisuan Feilong. So this allows his Serpents, which is Maduke,
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
attack one of his opponent's exhausted spirits. So this Dual
yeah,
Eagle's getting attacked here.
yeah. That's pretty
And
brutal, but I think it's a 6 core effect, right?
I think what's going to happen here is if I
Oh no,
can't tell
3
from his
cores, 3
cores,
cores.
but I think Dual Eagle is a 6K and Maduke is a 6K, which is
That's
actually
right.
going to trigger her blood curse.
Yep. And yeah, the effect of the Viper is active from level 2. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
Steven
that
just
was a
says, you know what?
good play from Steven here. Yeah,
Hmm, yeah, otherwise it would have ended
yeah,
pretty quickly.
yep. But Thomas has one card in hand, but he did set uh, a second ice shield
Yeah.
and has a
So
pretty
he
commanding
paid the
board.
core. Yeah. Yeah. Off of the Eagle. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this is it's not looking good for Steven. I mean, nothing on board.
No, he really needed
Facing
that
2
Ginbu.
Medukes. Hmm.
Yeah, he's gonna pass
Yeah.
turn here. So he
I
should
mean,
have kept one core and his reserve because I think that's an ice shield. So if you keep one core and his reserve, then when he takes the blood curse and puts the core in the void, he can still ice shield to gain a life. Like I don't think you need 10 cores on a Wonderland Griffin.
that's right. Yeah.
There, okay, there we go. They got it that time. So
Yeah,
that
they got
core
it
went to
right.
void. This has curse, so this is going to go to the void as
Mhm.
well.
That's right. So this is really hard to look at. If you're Steven, like, what do you even do to get out of this situation? Like,
Yeah.
one Meduk is already scary, but 2 is just
Hmm. I mean,
it's a bit.
Stephen had the win. I mean, he just messed up his turn. Like he had the double heart for the
Mm,
eagle. He just misplayed it terribly, unfortunately.
yeah, I mean, it's huge pressure, right? There, these
Oh
players are
yeah,
X1,
absolutely.
and they need to win. So
Yeah.
um, it's easily
So there's
done. But there's
Genbu.
another gamble.
I don't think he has a no. He's only playing one double heart, so I mean that plan's out the window. But he does
Yeah,
still
it's only one, right?
have yeah, he does still have an ice shield set. Yep. So that's gonna
Mhm.
connect for one. He's gonna ice shield, and I think he has
Guess
another
who
one in his
else has
hand.
another
Yeah.
ice shield? Yeah, that's
Yep.
Thomas. So
Is that a
we'll
red
see.
card he drew? I think it was a red
Ooh,
card he drew.
is
Maybe
it?
Feral Slash.
He has 2 feral slashes, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
might be
I mean, it
that.
could have been like an SPR or something as well that looked red.
Yeah. But I mean, at this point, you just go. Just
Yeah,
full gas here. I mean, you have curse, you have blood curse, you
yeah.
have a
So it sets
burst,
another ice
whatever that is.
shield. Yep.
Oh
Swinging the
man, and he
assassin into
can,
the eagle, drawing a
yeah,
card.
draws a
Now, okay, so
card.
now Maduke has 6 cores. So now this assassin has blood curse.
Correct. So assassin is on 4K, I believe, and the griffin is a bit bigger, at 8K. But yeah, Steven is gonna
Yeah,
pay the cores
yeah,
for
good
a.
play.
Yeah, I guess he blocked, and then after block flash,
Well,
obviously
yeah.
he
I
did
mean,
that.
there's no
Mhm.
blocking per se. It's just like you just
Oh yeah,
move to
of
the
course you
second slash
skip
at
the first. Yeah, that's
right.
right. When you attack directly, you skip that
Yep,
first one. So Meduk is swinging in now.
yep.
Um, 4
So
cores.
you see Steve's hand. He's got double lightning arrow now. Uh, but of course, we know Thomas has a third ice shield, so that's going to be
Mhm.
kind of a losing effort here. So Thomas should have this game locked up, I think, in the next turn or two.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Steven here, what do? You do a lightning arrow. You take 1 life.
Yeah,
And does he have another shield?
I'm well. He has an ice shield set, right? So you can save the
Mhm.
ice shield right here. You can just lightning arrow um, the Maduke.
Yeah, I don't like that. He cannot
Yeah,
do that.
I I don't like
Yeah, he's gonna
using.
stay at 2 because he doesn't have anything in reserve.
Yeah, I think
That's
lightning
a
arrow
bit
does the same
unfortunate.
thing, but it lets you keep your ice shield.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I meant, right?
Hmm.
Now he essentially used an ice shield
Yeah.
for the
So
same
there's another
value
ice
as a
shield.
lightning arrow.
Okay, so Steve's got to be careful here. Like he has to keep 1 core in his reserve, or this ice shield's not going to do anything, and
He's
he's
still
not
not
doing it
doing it,
again. Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah. Um, and I mean, here is starting to look a bit
Hmm.
bad. Why is not keeping?
So so he goes to
Yeah.
3. Thomas has now gone to 3 ice shields. Let's see what he
I
can
guess.
do.
Yeah. I guess he had the blast attack. So, but still, like you don't need
Hmm.
1,000 cores. I mean, yeah, core theft is a
No,
card,
yeah,
but
just take 1 core
one
off of
core.
Hippocampo and put it in reserve. Yeah.
I mean,
See
Thomas
what
has so
Thomas
many
goes to.
options now that it's just don't even know
Yeah.
what you do here. Um,
I mean, he
I
he
mean,
has
this
this
is
game
so good.
locked up. He just has to.
Yeah,
Let's see. What
he
he
draws. He
draw
can
draw a
trade.
card. So now what's Steve gonna do here?
Hmm.
Like he can't shrink his hippo enough now actually to
Yep.
not
Because he has
get
so many
blasted by the
cards,
blood
of
curse as
course.
well. Yeah, because he put too many cores on it. Uh, no, I guess he
Well,
can.
actually, Exhaust
Well, I mean,
Nexus for 5.
he's still not going to be able to
Nope.
do anything because now the assassin's a
The
1K,
Beldegor
right?
dies. Yeah, the Beldegor dies.
Yeah, Beldegor dies.
Assassin's in 1K, but you're just losing the Hippocampo anyway, and
Yeah,
your
I
Lightning
don't.
Arrow costs 2, so you can't.
Well, this Beldegor's dead. I don't know why they're still.
Yeah. I'm just
Okay, there.
wiping
Yeah,
them,
yeah,
but
there.
there
Yeah,
you go.
they
Yep.
they caught up.
Cool.
Yeah, and then he takes 1. So he actually should just ice shield now. That works, right?
Yeah.
Because he took life.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he just took an extra life for no reason there.
Yeah, that goes to Void again, right?
Yep.
I don't think he put it in void. They put it in
I
void.
don't believe I missed that entirely. If it did or not, I was.
Uh,
I mean, it's game. It
Keyword.
doesn't matter. Yeah, it's game.
Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. But yeah. Maybe we can um, just uh, just make sure.
Yeah, just make sure the players know, and the
Mhm.
judge just watches out for it.
Yeah. But well, I mean, you asked me earlier like who's favored, and I did say usually yellow kind of is favored against like an aggro purple, but as I mentioned, Thomas has some really great defensive tools,
Yeah,
and he used his spirits as such. So yeah,
yeah. Well, I mean,
very
it's
well played, I would
also
say.
it's also interesting and worth noting that you know Steven did have that game won. As we saw on that double heart turn when all that the game kind of fell apart a little bit. That Steven had the double heart for the unblockable eagle when Thomas was at 2, uh,
Hmm.
but he didn't put the soul core on the right spirit and was forced to then double heart a spirit that wasn't going to do anything anyway. And then his
That's
Genbu
right.
got core thefted and he got deadly balanced. And then Thomas just took 1 with
Mhm.
a nice shield. So that was the game. He kind of misplayed
Yep.
it a bit, and in the end, ultimately, lost to a third ice shield and maybe a couple other misplays. But Steven should have had
Mm.
that one.
Yeah, because if I'm not wrong, so Steven chose to put load up cores on the eagle, swing with the
Yeah,
eagle. So he was essentially saying, "Hey, this is unblockable. You can't core theft it because even after a double heart, I think he had maybe 6 cores on it,
6 or
and I don't
7. Yeah,
think."
yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah, I don't think Thomas had enough cards. But yeah, unfortunately, the sequencing wasn't correct, and that ultimately really led to um, Thomas taking advantage of that board state. So we will see game two, and we're just told that it's busy room. So there's a lot of judges going to various tables. So maybe it's
Yeah, no, I mean
very.
that happens. A lot of this is on the players. They're trying to play quickly. They're in a stream match, quite a bit of pressure. You know, things happen. So we'll get things cleaned up here and move on to game
Sure.
2 and see what happens. I
Yeah.
I don't know about sideboarding here. I mean, Steven has Harpiness Palace, but I don't think that
Uh,
Thomas is playing Curse Dragon. So
but you don't know. I mean, for
yeah, right,
me,
exactly.
the RPNet goes in, the Dream Bombs immediately, and I will put the second Flood Stream.
Hmm.
Personally, you
Yeah,
want to keep the Torn Prisons. They're very important, I think, in this matchup.
yeah. Well, you want
Um,
Dream Bombs too. I
Steven,
mean,
yeah,
because
Dream Bomb straight in.
Thomas has Maduke,
Absolutely.
so yeah. And then
Hmm.
on
Yeah.
the other
So
side with Thomas, he's got Deadly Balance, Thorn Prison, maybe Floodstream for the Blessed cards. Uh, could possibly board into Curse Dragons, but again, I don't know that he will, but we'll see
hmm.
here. So we're
He
going
has
into
two Curse Dragons.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, 2 Curse Dragons in the side, and I think 3 Baculus if he wants to go that route. So Steven is probably going to be on the play here. Let's see if he can start a Nexus again. Looks like
That will
Thomas
be a
is
great start.
yeah, looks like Thomas is happy with his hand. Steven seems happy with
Yep.
his. All right, so we
There
have
we go. We're
Starblast
ready for game
Draw.
two.
Yeah, Starblast Draw, Dual Eagle, Carbuncle. Uh, Probably just going to leave the carbuncle here. Sets the
Yep.
Starblast, so that's
Mm,
interesting. I
I
didn't
mean,
see
that's
too many. What do you got? He has
yeah.
Beldegor. I
The
think that's the
Beldegor
main one.
did,
And
yeah.
Blacklands, yeah, Beldegor and Blacklands. But Blacklands, of course, you can kind of play around it a little bit.
I was trying to
What
find
do
a
you start with?
carbuncle.
What card's that? Oh, Dragonaga Assassin. That's the
Oh, the
Sword
store
Championship
champ.
version. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yeah.
let's see.
So no Nexus for
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful card.
Steven. He's got to be careful here too,
No,
because if he goes down to one core on his spirits, he's thinking about playing the Arcane Knight Hex, but it leaves us. Yep, there it is. Okay, so it leaves us spirits at one core, which is okay.
yeah,
Swinging.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, I mean,
But
it kind of puts you in a bad spot potentially, but he's definitely trying to bait a Beldegor here. I mean, he's just
yes,
begging Thomas to play Beldegor, which is fine because you can draw two cards, but let's see.
but Thomas,
Five
no,
resources?
uh,
Five cores? Is
he
that what he's
knows.
spending here?
Yeah,
It's a lot.
what is it?
Oh, man,
Oh,
already a
that's
turn.
the
Yeah.
again. Yeah, that's
Turn two
pretty
snake
scary. Yeah,
and pass the turn. Okay. All right. So this does give
yeah, that's
Steve a little
good.
bit of an opening.
That's right, because I mean that that Viper is 3K right now, right?
Yeah, 3K. Yep.
And so
And
is
then when it dies,
Dragonair.
your opponent selects one of their refresh spirits and removes three cores from it. So it's going to kill something if it blocks here.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Thomas, like I guess you take the trade, but it's not a very optimal use of this guy. I
Not at
think
the moment.
he wanted to
Yeah.
set up. Yeah, because
Yeah.
next turn, what he can do is swing with Dragonaga, draw a card, and attack
Yeah.
into a spirit.
Right. Absolutely.
Let's see. Paying 3
Steve's
for
got
a
the
Griffin.
Griffin and passes. Okay.
Just pass. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely respecting that Viper.
Absolutely. I mean, as he should, right? Because you were saying he was trying to bait a Beldegor, but it's not worth it at this point, given that that Viper is down. And oh gosh, that's a lot of cores.
Yep,
And
there's
that's
the Curse Dragon.
oh, it is a Cursed Dragon. Oh,
Yep,
okay, well, it came in
that's
from the
what we were
side.
saying.
I
It's like
think.
you
Yeah.
play around long enough, and eventually you're gonna get got, and that's
Oh
exactly what
gosh.
happened. I think Steven pressed his
Yeah.
luck a little bit too far there, and
Yeah.
that Curse Dragon now puts him way ahead.
I mean, even if you don't think a dragon is coming, like leave it at one core against purple is
Mm-hmm.
yeah really dangerous.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Well,
Thomas decides not to attack, which I really like because there's no many
yeah,
cores for
absolutely.
Steven to play with and nothing on the
Yes.
board. So
So Steven
talisman
played
here.
a really good card to get back into the game, but unfortunately didn't have a follow up.
Mm,
So, I think now
yep.
this looks a bit out of hand, right? Because now
Yeah. Oh,
they
I'm a
have a
Duke
Duke
also.
and we have two
Oh,
Curse Spirits in play. So Steven's going to lose two cores to the Void here, like right away.
yep. I mean, uh, somehow Thomas played 3 boss monsters in 3 rounds. Like that has
Yeah.
to be.
Well, Steve gave him two cores on turn 2, right? So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
that's brutal. So there's
So
another Curse unit that's going to hit him into the Void. There's a Maduke, goes into the Void. I mean, that's just like you. I don't know if I mean, I guess Thomas might not have a lot of defense, but I would have been tempted there to see if that was
I don't
actually
know.
what he
Can you see
wanted.
his hand? Yeah.
I cannot. No, it's a little dark on his side of the field. So
Yep. I
So
think I see
Eagle,
a
draw a card.
Baculus. Rotting Swamp. Yeah, playing
There's a
an
Rotting
Eagle.
Swamp, a Baculus, and another 6-drop dragon, or
Yeah,
Serpent, or whatever it
but I
is.
mean, this
Yeah,
Eagle is been in a no-fly zone here because yeah, it's
yeah,
not gonna be able to block it. But I mean, wow, you
right.
swing.
Is that Ice Shield? Yeah, man. So attacking with that
Yeah,
Curse Dragon was absolutely right last turn, but
yeah.
yeah, opted not to. Let's see what we got.
Hmm.
I think that was a Black Lance,
Did it
which is
top
I think
deck
Black Lance
a
here is
double left hand? Yep.
yeah. So Thomas has to be
I
careful
mean, do you
here.
need it?
Like, let's see what he does. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know he wants to play Black Lance so bad, but like it's just gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna do it.
Okay,
Nope. Oh,
there we go.
another
Yep.
Viper.
Yeah. Yeah. Good
Yeah.
play. Good play.
Oh my god, so much value here because he can swing with the Shaznik, I think, and destroy the Eagle,
Yep.
draw a card. Oh, but I mean, easier.
Yeah, it just opts to do this. Like, it's
Yeah,
6K against 6K.
that's right.
Like, Duke's gonna stand. Like, Judge is reading the snake again.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways Thomas can play this, and such
Mm-hmm.
few are not good. So
Yeah.
it's just
I mean, I
decided to
think
swing with the Medusa.
this is probably just game this turn. I mean, I don't know. Well, no, yeah, Steven doesn't have an ice shield. We know it's a Starburst draw,
Hmm.
so this should be game because he takes one from Blood Curse. Yeah, this is brutal. So Duke
Hmm.
stands, core goes to the void. I mean,
Yep,
Steven lost four cores to the void this game. Like that's,
that's right.
I mean, it's hard to come back from that.
No, exactly. I mean, part of this game is actually taking the life to build your resources, and when you lose life and you don't build your resources, I mean, that's
Yeah,
harsh.
yeah.
Okay, so I mean, they're
I
trying
think
to.
they're just trying to make
Yep.
sure the cores go to the right spots. Like I think uh, the core actually from this attack goes uh, to the trash rather than the void. Yeah, they're just making sure everything goes to the right spot here.
Hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, Meduk had 4 cores, so 6K.
Mm-hmm.
Attacking the Eagle, 6K.
Mm-hmm.
Activating Blood Curse.
Yep. So then
So
Maduke
it
would stand,
withstands
and
swiping a card.
the life would go to trash.
Yeah, it would, correct.
Yeah.
Because
So
that's
I'm
just
not
Blood Curse.
right. Yeah. I'm not
Yep.
sure where the confusion is here, but uh, this dual eagle should be dead. Yeah.
Hmm. Let's see if they can figure out themselves. How many cards does Steven have in his hand? I think not
Four,
many, right? Maybe
five. Yeah. I mean,
4.
not too many.
Yeah, because I haven't been able to see
Mm-hmm.
what. Yeah,
There.
there you
Okay.
go. It's
He's
just
just conceding. I don't think he has a way out
yeah.
of this. But I don't know what the
Mm-mm-mm.
holdup was. But I think they were just trying to just maintain proper game state and make sure the core goes to the right spot. But
That's right.
yeah, I mean,
It's just a bit tricky
yeah,
with
yeah, for
Miduka
sure.
on the field. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but
So there you
nonetheless,
have it.
congrats to Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas Calder on the left takes it 2-0 over Stephen Brown, playing yellow. Uh, so that means we have at least one purple deck at
Hmm.
was that 5-1 now.
That's right. I mean, congrats to Thomas. He played very, very well, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, Steven didn't find his footing in either game because, yeah, I think Thomas was able to optimize his gameplay. He was very focused and calm and collected. Didn't rush into things, and ultimately paid out. And yeah, he was able to show off what these snakes can do, or these serpents,
Yeah.
rather.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that was a
Mm,
fun matchup at least. We got to see this purple deck. Like we said, Thomas is now 5-1, so he's in a pretty good spot to make top 16. So
absolutely.
it's good to see that now. So we as casters know what's going on uh, when the top 16 happens, in case that happens to pop up. It's a cool deck. There's a lot of really interesting interactions between attacking your opponent's spirits with counter curse, with Maduke. So there's a lot going
Hmm.
on and a lot to play around. So that's I think that probably tricked up Steven a little bit, especially
Mm,
game two. And so yeah, I mean that was great. Finally got to see a purple deck on stream, and we'll see what we can get moving
sure.
forward. Yeah. Let's see. Any more
Yeah,
thoughts on that round or what else is going on?
I think that was a great match. I particularly
Yeah.
enjoyed seeing the that purple list in
Mhm.
action. As I mentioned, I had my eyes since the beginning. Like super fun to see like new things coming out, right? Because
Yeah.
that is a high stakes. You definitely want to do
Yeah.
well. So the urge of like net decking and picking the best deck, quote unquote, is probably there, but going off meta, I would say, and choosing those cards that are good against what's meta and are not well known can pay off. Pardon. So
Yeah.
we're actually seeing like some like interesting development on the results of round six, John. I don't know if you're
Mhm.
looking uh, um, at it, but we
Yeah.
see that table one was Alex, and he
Mhm.
lost against Jack.
Yeah,
Um,
playing
I think
white aggro. Then
White
Anthony
Aggro,
and
yeah,
Rex. Anthony took that one, and then Daniel Zeidenberg actually beat Jeff Murray, who was also playing white aggro. I believe. So
hmm
we're down to just the white aggro and Anthony Alvarez as the undefeated players. So both those players should now be locked for the top 16 at 6-0, and then
yeah,
yeah, so we should have some interesting matchups to find next round. And I think there's about 15 minutes left in the round. So we'll take a
that's right.
quick little break here and be back in about 15 minutes. We'll see you then.
Yeah, see you soon.